What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're gonna get started on something that I've been talking about doing for a while for the BBB build. And mainly it's because of, there may or may not have been one truck show that we went to. Our good buddy Carlos showed up. He's got his sweet flex ramp, drives his truck up on there, and then he ended up winning best lifted instead of me. So, you know, being the competitive guy that I am, I don't have a ramp. I think that if I had a ramp, I would have won. So guess what we're gonna start building? No, seriously, yes. If you guessed a flex ramp, you are absolutely correct. But of course, we can't build one like everybody else has. I mean, if we're gonna take the time to build it, you might as well tailor it to your needs and kind of your wants. So we're going to head over to the warehouse right now, taking the BBB build. That way we can get some measurements that we need. Dave is already over there. We're gonna do some CAD drawings and come up with a nice design that we need. And then hopefully we get to building it today. And because there's no need to squint anymore, even though today is a super overcast day, let's get the old sunglasses on here. And for everybody that always asks what sunglasses I wear, these are electric swing arms. There's actually a link down in the description that'll take you to Amazon. Amazon's usually about the cheapest place I could find them. At one point they were like 40 bucks and I should have just bought 100 pairs of them. Now they're back up to I think like 70 bucks, but trust me guys, these are the absolute best sunglasses you will ever wear, especially if you have issues with like sunglasses squeezing the sides of your head and giving you headaches. These do none of that. They're super lightweight. I love them. Dave! Dave! Dave, is that you? Dave! Dave! Is this your new warehouse?
Man, I don't know what this place is, but it is awesome. Dude, come on in.
You mind if I join you? It looks great, man. I love it. Can I pull in?
I bet. Looks like there's enough space.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
Alright, I'm worried about your neighbors. I hear some of your neighbors make oil.
Oh.
And I'd hate to, like, you know, your truck's kind of loud.
Alright, I'll put it in eco mode and I'll shut it off.
Alright, that sounds great, man. I'll see you.
David, sure is good to see you, buddy.
Man, is it good to see you.
Gee, long time no see.
Dog, it has been. It feels like it's almost like 20 hours. Well,
I'd say probably about 16 hours, maybe.
something like that.
Yeah. I don't know how we made it.
We did, though. Well, I mean, I kind of checked in with you on the phone, though.
I appreciate
Make sure
that.
you're all right.
Yeah, I was still alive.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. So.
I will say the essential oil joke,
Uh-huh.
never gonna get old.
Right?
So if you guys don't remember, we had a little bit of issues with the neighbors over on this side when we were doing our podcast, getting all upset because Dave talked loud in the podcast.
Like, I was the only one that was like, somebody
in an industrial warehouse location gets upset because, and we're talking like Dave's like 6-second intro at most, and that just like, no, too much noise. So we constantly make jokes about it. Now every other neighbor that we met has been absolutely awesome and incredible. Like this side of us, great, no complaints, you know, like we're in it.
You think if you were that guy who complained right there at the beginning, we come in a little strong. I will say, like when we show up somewhere, we come in a little strong, you know. I bet you the way I think about people is if that guy had to do it over again, I bet he'd be like, I didn't really mean it, you know.
That's probably what he's thinking.
Yeah.
But like, he's too embarrassed to come now, and like he already, you know, first impressions.
I've been there.
Right,
I've been there, you know.
Dave's been over here. I mean, I don't want to show too much right now, but he's clearly starting to design up our ramp / what are we gonna call it, like a pedestal?
I'm like, you ever seen like in a circus, they'll have like an elephant on one leg,
right?
You know, so we kind of want to do that. Maybe a bear.
What everybody else that I've seen does, at least at the shows we've gone to that has a ramp, it's like, you know, like Carlos is, where it's basically a ramp or a pedestal with tires on with a ramp leading down, all welded together as one unit, which means that when it's up in the air, the ramp is still attached. And you know, since we like to be different, we're gonna build it with a removable ramp, and it might just be a little bit taller than Carlos's. I don't want to say that yet because we're probably gonna end up welding it up together, and all of a sudden it's like a 1/4 inch short, and everybody's gonna be like, "You lied to us."
It'll be a 1/4 inch big.
Oh, so what we want to do is we want to build a sweet pedestal. Obviously, the ramp on everybody else's really helps to stabilize the whole unit. So our pedestal needs to be tapered to be able to hold the truck up as well as, you know, not wobble or anything like that once the ramp is removed. But also, as you can see from Dave measuring the truck bed, we want to make sure that the ramp can be stowed away, that it's not too big, that you see it like sticking up out of the back of the truck at a truck show, because it's just not a good look. You know, I like everything to be clean, and there's also not a whole lot of places to store them at truck shows.
I mean, my questions at this point are engineering.
Well, that's why you're here, bro. You're my engineer.
Well, so what I'm thinking is that we could either, I mean, I want to be light, you know, like a,
Right.
my first instinct would be like, oh man, we want to use like a 2x2 by 3/16 inch walled square tube.
Okay.
But that's
Heavy.
really heavy. Whereas,
I'm all for lighter. Carlos's ramp, it's not ungodly heavy, but it's kind of awkward to move. Definitely takes 2 people at a minimum. And, you know, the lighter we make it, the better. But I also don't want to get to the show and like right as we're about 3/4 of the way up, everything just goes right in front of the big old audience that we got.
we're gonna avoid that, yeah.
Yeah.
We can. Pyramid.
Yeah, now we're getting there.
So,
Yup. I like it, Dave, I like it.
Like in
Nice and stable.
essence. Yeah. And then a ramp.
I think you're doing too much on the ramp, to be honest with you.
What you mean, dog? What you mean?
Like, I think, if you don't mind me drawing on your sketch pad, Dave, is that okay? Can I draw on your sketch pad?
Well,
I'm doing it.
just don't be too loud, and then I think it'll be all right.
I'm doing it. I was thinking, all right, let's say we got our post right there. What can we call that? What, podium?
Yeah, I mean, I like the elephant stand.
All right, we'll call it the elephant stand.
All right.
Then over here, based on the ramps I've seen of my good buddies.
Could be like an elephant toe.
No, elephant stand.
All right.
Then what I foresee is ramp with flange. Got to have that flange for the weight right there, and then it gets bolted in right there.
Okay.
So right now we're kind of working on ramp angles. So Dave's thinking about a 4-foot lower portion of our ramp, and this piece is 30 inches obviously, so if we just hang down about 6 inches there. Let's see, about 4 foot, about 6 inches down, puts us at about a 53-inch overall top ramp length. I think that's plenty, I don't know, shallow the word, not steep. Plenty not steep enough.
Yeah.
Carlos's is like that, and I've watched him go up that a few times, and that little break at the top gets a little sketchy. So since our ramp's gonna be removable, I think we can make it a little bit longer, make it a little more comfortable for everybody going around it.
The difference there is difference between the 36 and the 48-inch long ramp is about the intermediate support.
There you go. Now that we got our preliminary measurements, Dave's going in and kind of translating it onto the computer. And for everybody that always asks, what program Dave uses, this is AutoCAD. What year, Dave?
It's like a subscription now.
Oh, you actually pay for it now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude.
Dang, dude. Well, I'm paying for your gym, so it's not like you pay for that.
So I make it up by paying for the.
Were you a VIP CAD member for a while?
I think actually, now that you mention it, I think I am a VIP AutoCAD member.
So in being that we're going a little bit longer than Carlos's ramp, Dave is just really adamant about us putting in a center support on the ramp. So he's working on 2 iterations here. I think I prefer the straight up and down support, whereas Dave keeps drawing it up as like a truss design over here at an angle. Back us out, Dave. I know you're dialing in the details like perfectly, but back us out and let us see. Let's see what the world thinks. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously that's running a little long, but we're not going to make Dave go in and, all right, Dave will go in and delete all that. There we go. Which design do you prefer? Either the kicked angle of that support or the one I like, which is the straight up and down support. All right, guys, I think we finally nailed down the final design here. So we've got obviously side profile. This is looking from the top down. And you may be saying, that's a pretty trick little ramp you're making there. Aren't you overcomplicating it? We just had the discussion. Yes and no, right? I mean,
yes and no. Yeah. I mean, we could just build what Carlos has. You know, you could.
who wants to do that? Or we make it really cool. And being that we're dealing with a lot of different angles of, what do we call it, the elephant stand? Mating the ramp up, like, you're gonna run into an issue somewhere, or you just build it more complicated.
Have you ever tried to mate with an elephant? It's a little complicated.
Explains a lot, Dave. So we've got our list compiled. It's funny how we go from hand drawing to computer back to hand drawing, but all the dimensions, got our list. 5 10-footers, 2x2 by 1/8 inch thick. 2 10-footers, 1x1 by 1/8 inch. So now that we got our list all together, we're gonna hop in Dave's van and we're gonna take a trip over to the metal store and grab all our supplies. Oh, let's see what this beast has got. So for those of you wondering, Dave's van is disgusting with stacks of gum right there.
Sweet Jesus.
Dust everywhere. Do you even clean this thing?
Yeah, I was cleaning it the other day.
That looks great, man. Great work.
Oh, you mean the interior? Why, dude? It's a work truck.
Oh, jeez. That's gross. That's why. I understand some dirt and some dust.
Look, I clean that out every time I get gas. This is where I just grew.
You need to get gas. That's also why I hand sanitize the crap out of my hands every time I touch a gas pump handle. Because Dave goes, scoop my nasty gum, grab the pump.
Well, I always use a diesel mitt.
Oh, nice. There you go. So on our way to the metal store, we decided to stop by a car dealership here because, well, they typically have cars on ramps, and Dave's getting some inspiration over there. Yeah, it's a little heavier gauge and stuff than we're working with, but...
Well, it's the same 1x1.
It is the same 1x1. Yeah, but they've also got the full weight of the truck on it. We're putting one wheel.
Hey.
Good, how are you? We're just checking out your ramp. We're trying to build one similar.
Okay, that's fine. They just flex a lot when you drive up on them? They don't flex? No. They don't like round out? So,
I think I'm confident in our design.
Yep.
Now that I see this,
yeah,
like...
Me too.
Yeah.
I do put a neutral.
There you go. All right, well, let's buy him this truck while we're here. You know, it's funny because coming in here, Dave's like, man, I don't want to go to the car lot. We're going to get approached by a salesman. And I'm like, dude, I've been on car lots a lot lately. You have to beg them to talk to you. And then, of course, right when we roll in, sales guy pops out of nowhere.
I will say that was the least annoying car salesman I've come across.
Well, he probably also saw a couple guys pulling up in like an old van with some paint missing, and they're like scoping out a truck with the van running and the door open, like getting ready to run. Dude, we got some tread plate right there. We'll just use that. Out of curiosity, Dave, what is ethyl hexyl palliatate? And does radiate, like, it looks like some radioactive barrels we got going on over here. What is it?
Well,
maybe you know.
ethyl hexyl, boy, is some kind of
What is it? Just a barrel?
Yeah.
Nothing in it?
Oil cooking.
What was it?
Yeah, what's that?
Radiator fluid?
Oh,
Is it radiator
oil.
fluid?
Oil, you know.
Cooking oil?
Yeah.
That's cooking oil? Huh. I don't want food from Malaysia if they use that for cooking oil. How much are these?
1995.
That's cheap. We don't need one, but that's cheap. Wait. All right, David. You ready, buddy?
If I didn't have a bunch of shit in there, that would I got a bunch of shit.
You're gonna hit your center console now.
Oh, no.
There's a hole there. There's a hole
keep
there.
going.
Keep going.
No, it's something.
Yeah, no, it's all full of shit.
Jeez, Dave, clean your van out, buddy.
Put the bin.
Let's
It's
just.
this guy.
Oh, Damon.
Right, clean it.
If you two are done making fun of the band, I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, go ahead, buddy. We're doing our thing over here. Hey, 2 at a time, Dave. Do it like a man.
You buy a truck, man.
Yeah, buy a truck.
Ah.
So we've got $230 worth of steel here. It's a good start. Hopefully, I think we got enough stuff. Should we go? You got our tabs?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. We got our tabs. Dave needs to buy a truck so the man at the metal store doesn't get mad at you. I love the amount of people that just like jump in on talking crap today. Like, it's amazing. It's hilarious. I love it. So we made it back to the warehouse. We have all of our steel here, and I just think there's no way around this thing being heavy. As long as it's not super heavy and it's pretty manageable between 2 people. It's still a 2-man operation, I think, to move both pieces of it. Dave, we can't all be as strong as you, buddy.
Well,
We're trying.
I mean, try.
Dave, you look like you're ready to leave.
Yeah, man. I think it's a good stopping point. You know.
It is. So we've got pretty much the design work done. Obviously, things may or may not change in the build process, but I think we've got a heck of a start. We got all of our material now. Tomorrow we'll need to go and pick up a couple sheets of plywood. That way we can make some jigs on the ground. And then tomorrow's fabrication day. So, I know this is probably a short video. I say this a lot, it ends up being a long video, but this may or may not be a short video. Regardless, as you know, with any of the builds that we do, I like to take you guys along with the process, whether that be from the planning phase all the way to completion or wherever we jump in. But this one, you guys are getting to come in at the very, very beginning. I must say though, don't tell Carlos what we're doing. This is top secret. Stage 5 classified, right, Dave?
Carlos who?
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everybody needs a friend like Dave. Doesn't talk. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button. That way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforitapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best.
Hey man, did you roll the outro?
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.